His tenacity and his speed in the game. Every time he was on the ice, he dominated the flow of the game. He loved to get the puck through the neutral zone. He's got tremendous speed, tremendous talent to get a goal and 2 helpers in the game and a 4-1 win. He was everywhere on the ice. Anytime that Finland had something going on offensively, it was the skill and the tenacity of Järventie. His vision and his passing was tremendous, and I love the way he takes pucks to the net. He had a great knack in this game of picking up loose pucks, as we just see here, sprinting down the wing, able to change the pace of his game, which is really frustrating for a defender. If you think you've got a guy lined up and he's able to get an extra speed, which Järventie has, and an extra gear, and able to turn it wide and create, that's exactly what Järventie did against the U.S. His quick feet really, I think a lot of scouts took an extra notice to Järventie against the U.S.
Wonder what he did with that white cowboy hat after being named player of the game. That is what you get here in Red Deer, Alberta, as we take a look at the starting lineup for Team Finland. And second straight start for Emil Vinny, another youngster and a big goaltender. So here's how it all shakes out for Finland ahead of this game against Germany. Now, speaking of Germany, hasn't exactly gone according to plan here for the Germans in
They're having lots of positives. They did struggle in their first game, and the second game, I really felt that they picked up the energy and against the Czechs, even though they didn't deserve to lose 7-2. The guy who stood out to me, and it was an energy player, Kevin Bicker. He's 6'2". He's a big guy, really skates well. Got the lone assist on the only shorthanded goal, the only goal that Germany got against the USA. Very instrumental. Got an assist against Czechia as well. He's, as much as I talk about Järventie in Finland, it's a similar type of player with a different size and a different attitude to the game. Järventie has that hard drive. Bicker's a big guy, a long skating stride. He's got a long reach, but he loves to get that puck like Järventie, and he's not afraid to take it wide with speed, not afraid to take it to the ugly areas, not afraid to drive to the net. Germany's going to need him on his game. They need to score some goals, and Bicker is the one guy we're going to look for that.
Now we've got your Germany starting lineup, and this is the line set by head coach Alexander Duk. We can tell you again that Dean Duguay, focusing on the goaltenders here, he came in relief in the first 2 games at this tournament. Well, he's finally getting the start. He gets the nod for Germany here against Finland. So it is the last taste of the preliminary round for both of these teams. A meaning.
Manja!
Oh, Pop, they got the bomb! Oh.
The sausage and pepper panic is to die for. You look awesome when you manja that meatball.
All right, let's eat.
I mean, let's manja. Yay!
So I'm a beachside hotel. As you can see, I'm pretty relaxed. I don't mean to brag, but I do have multiple pools. I'm looking for someone who likes sand and sun. Active types are cool. I know a lot of fun spots. If you have kids, great. I'm great with kids. And yeah, that's me. Beachside hotel.
Canada's becoming a worldwide story here.
Yeah.
Believe in this team.
I only got one question. So is that all you got?
Back here in Red Deer, it is day 3 of the 2022 Hlinka-Gretzky Cup as Finland takes on Germany. Finns have a win and an overtime loss. Germany is 0-2, and starting in goal is Dean Duguay, who has made 2 relief appearances for the Germans, allowed 6 goals on 40 shots in those 2 appearances. And meantime, for the Finns, Emil Vinny got the start against Team USA, allowed 1 goal on 31 shots, a very strong performance in that 4-1 win for the Finns. And there is Alexander Duk, the head coach of the German team, which has had its struggles. As Dave Reed mentioned, a better performance against the Czechs after their 8-1 loss to the U.S. in their opener. Laurie Merkavy's team bounced back from a shootout loss to the Czechs in their opener They moved to an impressive 4-1 win yesterday against the United States. They fell behind 1-0 in that game and then just took control of it and cruised from there.
Well, the Germans got shallowed.
Yes, they did.
What a performance by Edward Schala.
Czechia. They took an assist away from him, so he wound up with 4 points in the game. He had to console himself with that. 3 goals and an assist. And now a chance for the Germans is busting in as Kevin Bicker and racing back to take that away.
I think that should have been a penalty on Väisänen because he was free and he gets a stick on him and impedes him. That should have been an interference penalty.
Maybe Väisänen came back, but the play was broken up.
Yeah, but not on the puck. He impeded the player. No different than a hook.
Here comes Bicker again. This time he's poke checked by Muhonen. Milo-Pekka Muhonen plays it back across for Rasmus Kumpalainen. In comes Kasper Hulttunen. In shoots, and Hulttunen fired that wide. Hulttunen projected by some, including New Craig, to be a top 5 pick in the upcoming NHL draft.
Well, here's that play here, and Väisänen gets caught there, and then there's the, I mean, there's clearly a penalty. It's clearly a penalty. It's a missed call early on in the game for Germany to have an opportunity to get a scoring chance, and then they have it taken away. And we you know, a team needs to, you know, when you create your own opportunities, opponent takes it away, you need to be penalized.
Interestingly, Germans fell behind 1-0 in the game against the Czechs 41 seconds in, but came back and tied it 11 seconds later. They were in the game then, but then the Czechs blew it open. As now busting in is Julius Sumpf. Sumpf lays that back, and the point shot taken by Alexander Vladilchikov is gloved. So the Germans a little short-handed, by the way. Only 11 forwards dressed today. So here are the standings. So for the Finns, the situation's simple. A win of any kind guarantees them a spot in the semifinals on Friday. The United States closes out its round robin tomorrow against Czechia in the game that will likely decide who the other semifinalist is from this
game on Wednesday. It'll be a very competitive game with lots at stake.
11 a.m. local start. What do you have for a pregame meal for an 11 o'clock game?
They call it breakfast,
I guess, but hope it's not pasta. Aaron Kivaharya, that long shot kind of bounced away.
These kids still aren't removed from playing
You're right.
stick hockey in the hallway.
Puck bounced by Junkari and back down to the finish zone, and icing called against Germany. In the other group, in Pool A, that's where Canada is, and the Canadians and the Swedes 1-2 there. Sweden booked a spot in the semifinals with a win earlier today over Switzerland. Canada plays Slovakia here tonight.
Point to. And that's the Germany-Switzerland matchup for 7th place on Friday.
Not for nothing are you a highly regarded hockey analyst with insight like that.
And Friday is also the end of the week.
Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, the two teams that missed the playoff round will play each other.
First place is up for grabs in both groups.
Both groups, yeah.
We have a battle. I mean, we talked about Czechia and USA playing for a spot in the medal round.
And now a penalty coming. It's going to be a boarding call against Germany. So the Finns get an early power play here in the first period. 2 minutes and 40 seconds in. That'll be Jonas Fischer who goes off.
Yeah, you know, the push from behind, that, I mean, that's textbook boarding. There's no question about it.
As soon as the arms extend, right?
Yeah.
That's the telltale for the officials. So Finnish power play was good and well practiced against the United States. 4 second-period power plays for the Finns in that game. Garventi in shoots, and a quick shot there, knocked away by Duguay. Kumpalainen plays it back across. Here's Haru. Moves that back in for Halttunen. Halttunen for Järventie. Can't find his feet. And that's knocked away by Jakob Boyker. Germany has 3 goals in the tournament so far. One of them scored shorthanded against the United States. That was Linus Brandl who scored that. And rushing in is Järventie. Drops it back for Halttunen. Haru. Back for Halttunen. Walks in. Feeds to the goal mouth. Kampainen scores. A nifty play at the side of the net. And the power play goal stakes the Finns to a 1-0 lead.
When you shoot the puck as well as Kasper Halttunen does, you know, he makes a motion to make the shot, and then he slides it down to Kumpalainen, and then Kumpalainen just looks like he's going to bank it in off the back of Duguay, but watch here how and then he gets everybody there, and then there's the bank shot. Just a really nice play at the top by Halttunen to open it up, and then Dugay's in a vulnerable position, and nice little play by Kumpalainen to bank it in, and 1-0 lead.
Plays in his hometown of Lahti, Finland, for the Pelicans organization, their junior team. He turns 17 next week, so eligible for next year's draft.
He's one of those players where, like, you watch him today, and then you're going to watch him over the course of the year. And I'm telling you, he's got a lot of promise. You know, projection now, but so you're not only watching him as an NHL player, but now you're trying to see how he goes over the course of the season. But he's got a lot of eyes on him. He's got some really intriguing attributes.
Thomas Ernen up there forechecking for the Finns, scored twice against the United States yesterday. Now brought in by Panoka, the long shot, and that is gloved by Vinny, and he'll hang on.
Well, we talked about Halttunen, but watch how Duguay has to really commit to the shot here, and that gets him into a real vulnerable position, and that's where Kumpalainen takes advantage.
Here's Haru back with it. Pass through the middle for Hirvonen. Topias Hirvonen drops it back, and a shot by Kiskinen. Just wide. Jesse Kiskinen just missed the net there. Now brought in by Vadim Schreiner, and Schreiner flips that wide. Winding through the offensive zone is Schreiner. Drops that back, and the shot by Velchikov deflected wide. Hiriniemi brings it back out for the Finns. Across the line he comes, and the shot taken by Kiskinen deflects off a stick. Up and out of play.
So Kiskinen's had 2 opportunities there with good shots there, and you know, we talk about projection, right? So if I'm a coach or I'm trying to talk, you got to get that shot off quicker, because if you got to get off the shot here quick, you're not going to get the shot off in the NHL quick.
Right.
And he's a good skater, he's got good puck skills. Got to be quicker getting that shot off. Players are too good at getting their sticks in and deflecting pucks.
So hard to project how people will play in traffic with limited space, limited time.
But that right there, if you can't operate in the space, in the limited space here, the space only gets shrunk down when you get to the National Hockey League.
Leppa with it. Winds it back. To the point he goes, and that shot deflected in front, taken by Kangas. Leppa. Back for Kangas, slaps it across. Väisänen shoots, lifted that wide. And brought out by Rukdahl. Timo Rukdahl works in, gets a shot away. And a penalty coming now, as Rukdahl was taken down, and so the holding call will give the Germans their first power play.
Yeah, pretty clear that there was a penalty on that sequence. And again, a really good drive here by Rukdahl to force the defenseman into a spot where he's got to defend, and his feet don't allow him to keep position. And now the arm goes out, and sure enough, 2 minutes. But if he doesn't drive, if Rukdahl doesn't drive an attack, The play just ends up outside. You let the defenseman off the hook when he's vulnerable.
Germans have struggled a little bit on the power play, which they'll need to be good. And that quick shot taken by Riki. He made the save, and then the rebound bounced away. Back at the point is Panoka. Panoka back for Riki, and the puck goes off a skate and back down the ice. Germany will take part in next week's World Junior Championship in Edmonton. There's no relegation in this year's World Junior in August, at least. There will be at Christmas time in Halifax and Moncton. But the promoted team from last year has already been added to this pool because Russia was disqualified.
Well, as you know, when Latvia qualified for the tournament coming out of the B last December,
moving in that shot wide by Yakovlev,
and they've made the decision not to relegate anybody from the A pool. There was a lot of conversation. Well, it's going to be a 12-team tournament,
right?
So, you know, with Russia being banned from international competition, it's not something they have to contemplate right now.
Things will get back on track this coming international calendar year. You'll get promotion and relegation at all levels, assuming everything is played as scheduled. Kevin Bicker moves in. That was knocked away from Brandl. And a chance now shorthanded. Berlaseyev. And racing back to dig down away was Rukdashel, who's garnered the attention of some scouts here. In comes Rukdashel. Moving in, he's poke checked there by Pieniemi. Inside 10 seconds to go on the German power play.
You know, I think Schreiner, Rukdashel, Bicker have all shown that they have some qualities that NHL scouts will pay attention to over the course of the season.
2 shots for the Germans. That power play remains a 1-0 lead for Finland. Day 3 of this tournament. The round robin wraps up tomorrow. Thursday's an off day. And the semis on Friday. The bronze and gold medal games are on Saturday. That long shot got through. Taken by Hlinka-Gretzky, and the save made by Duguay. Back to Red Deer in just a moment.
What you reading?
Oh, nothing. It's called Love, Luck, and Cluster. Basically, I love it. It's called Love, Luck, and Cluster. It's an ebook. Love, Luck, and Cluster. It's called Love, Luck, and Cluster. Cluster, 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 cluster. It's this amazing new ebook I got on Kobo Plus.
Whatever ebooks you're into, read them all for $9.99 a month.
Your summer just got way cooler. Sev's awesome 360 summer is back with your road trip to rewards. Scan your 7-Eleven app for chances to win all summer long. Win travel vouchers for an amazing dream vacation or weekend getaway. Capture your 360 summer adventures in HD. Check out our daily bonus point giveaways and redeem for free summer snacks and drinks. It's your road trip to rewards. Download the app and start scanning today. 7-Eleven, here for you in the neighborhood.
I am a business hotel. I eat, sleep, and breathe efficiency. I expect my bed sheets to be as crisp as my spreadsheets. I'm looking for someone who appreciates high ROIs and even higher RPMs. Must like hard work, punctuality, and a good firm handshake. If you're someone who likes earning rewards,
back here in Ridley, we mentioned that the Finns defeated the United States 4-1 after falling behind 1-0. Thomas Jurnen scored twice. Emil Järventie had a goal as well, and Alassur an assist. It was a dominant performance in the second and third period by the Finnish team that really just took control of the game, thanks in large part to a string of penalties by the United States.
Emil Järventie was so good in so many different areas, scoring that goal on that little chip backhand, and then 2 fantastic passes to Uronen. You know, we talked earlier in this game about attacking, and it's just pretty impressive. This is the little chip backhand, and then the passes. I mean, you talk about getting the puck in a prime position. It's exactly where Uronen was, and he got the puck where he could make good on it. And, you know, that interplay between wingers and centers and everybody that works together is on display.
Well, backhand shot taken by Rasmus Kuppalainen. And a save made by Duguay. And keep an eye as well on big number 10 for Finland, Kasper Hlinka-Gretzky. You mentioned during the USA broadcast that you thought he had potential to be a top 5 pick in the draft. You think actually quite like these top 5 in the draft?
Yeah, well, I mean, as I've said many times, you know, the draft unfolds. Obviously, top players are going to go earlier in the draft. You know, really my focus becomes on trying to project how good a player can be at the NHL level, and I just see I see a top line power player with skill. How many of those guys? And those guys go early.
Also a right-hand shot.
Yeah.
Didn't hurt. Kivaharju works it back down. Holton took a swat at that and knocked it wide. Holton belts down Poikert. Knocks the puck free to Kivaharju. Moves that back. Score! That might have deflected in front by Kuppalainen after the point shot was taken by Hlinka-Gretzky. Someone got a stick on that. Järventie is indicating he got it. It's 2-0 Finland.
Well, Kasper Hlinka-Gretzky, we talked about the skill, now we talk about the power. Well, the power, as it comes right across, he takes that swat, but here he is, he's on the puck, and he just takes the German player right off the play, and then he gets the puck back to the point, and then right from there, Kivaharju does a nice job there. But it all starts with the power of Hlinka-Gretzky on that play. Nice little play there by Hlinka-Gretzky.
It's the high tip by Järventie.
Yeah, well, see how Järventie steps out? Gives himself a little bit more room to work with the net on a deflection.
That's goals in back-to-back games for Emil Järventie, whose older brother Robbie is a draft pick of the Ottawa Senators, and he's a prospect they like a lot.
They should. He's a big, skilled, and he's fast.
And steaming in there with a good scoring chance was the defenseman jumping in, Kalle Kangas. Back the other way comes Germany as Rukdaschel plays it back down. And the point shot taken by Meyer, gloved down by Vinny, who keeps the play alive. Kiskinen bangs that back ahead. Shots fairly even, 7-6 in favor of the Finns. They've got the 2-0 lead. They pick that pass off as Nurmi plays it back in front. Niemi back to Mohanen. That pass intercepted by Meyer. Moved back down by Picker. And Niemi back to pick it up. Still to come tonight, Canada and Slovakia. Slovaks will hope that the 2022-23 season is as good as last year was for them internationally. What a year they had. Olympic bronze medalist. Mohanen as they go off the stick of Niemi. NHL draft 3 were taken overall in the first round. That centering pass just missed from Alasura. Kivaharju back across for Hlinka-Gretzky. My eyes deceive me, Craig, or is Kivaharju playing both sides here in the first period? He was a left defenseman a couple of shifts ago. He just played right defense there for a while.
He's out on the ice, to your point. Just the coaches just say go out and play.
You ready? Go. Or as you say in Detroit, call your own shifts, Nick Lidstrom. Kiviharu back at the left point. Works it back down. The return pass. Kiviharu shoots. Off the leg and wide. Lynn plays it back in the corner for Sorolainen. No kidding, no whistle. That puck taking a beating in the corner. Bring up by Hlinka-Gretzky. And Kiviharu plays it back. That just missed. There he goes back, and icing called against the Germans.
It's a pretty nifty play by Kiviharu. You know, you're inside the offensive blue line, and you know, you hear about, oh, you better not turn it over there. Well, he just leaves the German player in his wake. The calm, the composure, but it's the feet, it's the hands. They all work in unison at such a high level.
Kempalainen, who has one of the finished goals, plays it back, and that shot ripped high by Hlinka-Gretzky. Bison ranges back, along with Kangas. Lead pass to Hlinka-Gretzky. Tried to move around Hoykert there. Poke checked away from him. And Kangas back to pick it up. Leissinen steps up, being harassed there by Brandl. Kempalainen settles things down. Here, Kangas, you take this. I'm heading off. In Red Deer the last couple of days, so the ice is holding up better.
It was hot and steamy in Alberta, which is going to have an effect on the ice.
Talking to some of the officials today, they said it has improved dramatically the last couple of days, especially since the pre-tournament games when it was really steamy. Lead pass, chipped in by Nurmi. And Duguay leaves that back.
From about November to March, Gord, they never have a problem with the ice because it's minus 20 outside.
Yeah. Bruins played host to some World Junior Games, the Memorial Cup. That shot off the pipe by Kiskinen. Way up in the air and out of play.
Talked about Kiskinen earlier. Get the puck off. There it is.
Pretty good shot there. 6:03 to go here in the first period. It's a 2-0 lead for Finland.
Neutral vodka soda keeps it simple because sometimes cocktails can be complicated.
That looks like a lot of work.
Neutral vodka soda. Real vodka. Real easy. Why not?
Finally, a moment for the two of you to enjoy your new fence and backyard. Unlike before, when it was you two and the neighbor. Then everything changed at Home Hardware's Summer Savings Sale, where you'll save 25% on Beauty Tone's signature interior and exterior paint, and save up to $50 on select mowers and trimmers. Plus, save 20% on in-stock laminate flooring. Available at Home Hardware and Building Centers. Here's how.
To feel alive today. You are a plate of fajitas at a packed restaurant turning heads. Sizzle, baby! Sizzle! Keep sizzling. Great things take time.
You are tougher. Peloton. Motivation that moves you.
Welcome to the Subway Eat Fresh, Refresh.
We got it! Cut!
Featuring the Great Canadian Club with turkey and pork raised on Canadian farms.
Give me some jazz hands?
No.
Okay.
Subway Eat Fresh, Refresh.
There's Pittsburgh GM Ron Hextall. He will be a guest of Laura Dyken and Dave Reed in our first intermission. The kindly gentleman as an executive, but one of the most fiery competitors there has ever been in the NHL. Going back to his days in Brandon, one year I think he had 15 assists, and like 110 penalty minutes. What position was he playing?
Wow.
That shot trickles down.
I mean, Les Jackson was the general manager, and Brandon, and he said, like, I mean, such a fierce competitor Ron was, but it hurt his ankle, and they were going into Regina to play a deciding game. And he said, Ronnie, cut off this cast. Wanted to go and play it. And they said, no, you can't play. They didn't want to do any harm to his career. Yeah. But that's just an insight into what a competitor Ron Hextall was.
Julius Sump works in. And a penalty coming up here to Germany.
Interference.
Yeah, interference call on Robin Ricci. And so Finland back to the power play with 5:49 to go in the first period.
There's an interference penalty. No doubt about it. They were on it quick. But you're talking about Ron Hextall. So Pelle Lindbergh in a tragic car accident passed away, and they didn't bring up Ron, who was in the farm system at Philadelphia. But the next year in training camp, he was playing. They brought him up, and he was on the bus after an exhibition game coming out of Madison Square Garden. And Bob Froese was the goalie. And Ron Hextall's sitting in a seat, and Bob Froese gets on the bus, and he says, hey, that's for the starting goalie. And Ron Hextall goes, you're right, it is. That's why I'm sitting in it. Bob Clark said he knew right then and there that everything would be just fine.
Yeah. Yarvanty for Haltonen. That shot misfired, brought back shorthanded by Yakovlev. Yakovlev working on Kivaharju in shoots, and he thought he'd scored. It went off Vinny. Yakovlev looking back. Thought that puck was in the net.
That's a nice move, though, as he's driving hard and he comes right back to the middle. Nice little play, and he's got the shot. I don't see any twine being broken.
I think it went off the outside of the net.
Oh, no, it went off the goalie.
Right.
The goalie made the save.
Yeah, did he make the stop? But
maybe he was surprised that the goalie made the save.
Kiskinen. Wide swing, great move there by Kiskinen. Feeds it back across. And Duguay makes a good stop there. Taking the puck away from Nurmi. Nurmi back with it, but that's disrupted by Brandl. Brandl's done a good couple of games for Germany. Scored the shorthanded goal in the loss against the United States.
Yeah, like, you know, there's some players here that certainly have captured the attention of the NHL scouts, and rightfully so.
Yemi puts that back in front. And Kiskinen can't hold it. Inside a minute to go on the Finnish power play. Welcome viewers on the NHL Network as well, watching some of the top 2023 draft prospects and 24. There's a hard shot by Heinonen. Hammered that just wide. There's even a player for Slovakia who's a 2025 draft. Kiskinen in, shoots, and a stop made by Duguay.
He's a pretty good player. He's a late 06.
That's Thomas Pobazal.
Yeah. Plays on the top line. He's a very skilled player, but you know, here's Kiskinen again maneuvering, and what a pass, and great save by Duguay going across her. And this is a great scoring chance by Nurmi, but Kiskinen sets it up with speed and then just making a picture-perfect pass that Nurmi can't get behind Duguay.
2025 draft. There are scouts who don't buy green bananas. Kivaharju lays it. Yarvanty. He tees it up and shoots. Duguay to stop. Shots for the Finns on that power. Nothing lead.
And we'd scan through it like it was
great price badge. Auto Trader is completely replaced.
We have a taste for cold. Like steeped cold brew, marble
Marbled with silky cream. And topped with velvety, espresso-infused foam. For a cool, smooth sip. Tim's Cold Brew with new espresso-infused foam. It's time for Tim's.
It's back to school and everyone's asking, can you grab the whole list on budget and have an awesome first day?
Heck yeah! What about the other days? Like your hair day. Sports day. Anything but a back. Things you put on.
Snowflakes glide along the great. Do it all, unified, near or far. Live the tale. This is your Trans-Canada
game of the Hlinka-Gretzky Cup. And among those everything down.
Such a great example, though. I mean, very successful NHL career. You go back and look at his record over about 12-year span. He was a point-a-game player. He looks just as dedicated. That he's learning now, and that
at the World Junior Championship, and every player in the NHL, he was at that age.
So, you know, athletes, people, sciences, or the literary arts, athletes that are and they know the story about Jordan Eberle playing the driveway.
The tennis ball, forehand back, Andrew, forehand back. Bossiker. Kiskinen. Back in for Iro. Got the center ice. Two and a half. But Kapalainen.